Hello and welcome everyone. I want to talk about solo farming today on Escalation. So far, all of my content has kind of been group play. We've been going for high tiers, giving you as many hints and tips as we can around prototype gear and things like that. There's been a lot of discussion around solo farming though, so I thought I'd do a bit of it, and yeah, it's quite fun. You can make it quite easy, and I'll discuss now how I do it and how to kind of make it most efficient for your prototype drops. Now remember, prototype drops are RNG. You're not guaranteed them on a run. There's no guarantee I'm going to get one to drop on this run today in this video, just how it is. But let's talk about it. So every week, if you're going to want to farm the escalation and the escalation missions for prototypes, you're going to want to use the easiest missions. Now, every week I'll do a video. We are trying to tier 10 these every week. I'll do a video every week where I give you the easiest mission suggestions for farming. Make sure you subscribe, check that video out. But this week, at the time of recording, these are a list of missions, and my recommendations for this week are, I'd say, lower tiers. You're looking at Bank Headquarters and you're looking at Coney Island Amusement Park. These are going to be nice, quick and easy farms. Roosevelt Island's going to be a bit longer, but should be easy. Space Admin's got a few tricky areas, but on lower tiers should be easy enough. It's going to be longer. Army Terminal's definitely your toughest one. So in this video today, I think on a lower tier, Bank Headquarters is probably the easiest. If we're looking at tier 10, Coney Island. We're going to be farming Bank Headquarters today. Solo, we're not looking at higher tiers. What you want to do when you're doing your farm, you need to judge for yourself where you're at, as in what level you want to farm at. We're going to discuss that now. We're going to head to the mission. So if we fast travel to Bank Headquarters, we'll discuss the drop rates. Now, I don't know what the official drop rates are. I've done a bit of research. I'm going to share with you what research I've seen. Whether it's official or not, I'm not sure, but it seems quite legit from the sources I've read. Now, we're going to select this mission. And if you're going to be doing a farm on escalation for prototypes, you don't really want to be doing it on 0, 1, or 2. Very, very low chance. They'll be easy to do, most efficient in terms of clears and time, but the drop rate is that low. You want to do a minimum of tier 3. Now, tier 3's drop rate per enemy is 0.3%. Sounds very low, but it is per enemy, and you will get drops if you keep on farming it, and it's going to be very comfortable. You'll get through the mission quite easy. 4 is the same drop rate. There's no point farming 4 over 3, because it's the same drop rate from what I've seen, which means you're just making it more difficult for yourself for no reason. Maybe more ad spawns, I'm not sure, but if it's the same number of ad spawns, there's really no point at all. 5, however, would go up to 0.4% per enemy, but the difficulty does get considerably more because, for instance, this season, at the time of recording, we have the fire bullet that enemies can get, and that's going to be very annoying to manage. It really increases the difficulty. 6 is a good jump. It goes to 0.6%, but again, you then get hot foot, makes it considerably more difficult. So if you're solo and you're solo farming this, and you're not matchmaker or anything like that, I'd go with what you're comfortable. If you're comfortable with 6 and you're clearing Bank Headquarters in 15 to 20 minutes, happy days, farm tier 6. But if it's taking you about 40 minutes or more, then you want to drop it to 3. You want to look for about 15 to 20 minutes tops on this mission. That'll be a decent farm, nice and comfortable, and you'll be able to do that over and over. And you're going to get more prototype drops if you do it that way than going up to tier 6 and taking 40 minutes to an hour to get the clear, because you're going to be killing more enemies more efficiently and more comfortably on the lower tier. It'll just be a better farm and more fun farm as well. You don't want to be sweating on this for a 0.6 drop. As you keep on going to 7, 8, 9, 10, the chances of prototype drops go up considerably, and you will get more prototype drops on the higher tiers. However, again, you want to do it when you're doing it quite comfortable. If I was farming this at tier 10 right now, I would be doing it with my squad and would be doing Bank Headquarters in close to an hour. So although we get a lot of prototypes and it would be worth it, I'm not going to be able to do that solo. And if I was going to go for tier 10 farm this week, it'd be Coney Island. That'd be the easiest farm at tier 10. We're getting that done in about 40 minutes. But solo, I know where I'm at. I know where my comfort zone is. And 5, I'm probably going to do this in about 30 to 40 minutes, because 5 is going to be difficult for where my build is at right now. So 3 is my best farm. I figured that out. That's what you want to do. You want to figure out where your best tier is for your farm. And if it is 5, great. If it is 6, great. If it's higher, great. But if you're looking for about 15 to 20 minutes on Bank Headquarters to make it really efficient, and that's where you want to be on your tier. So for me right now, that is tier 3. We're going to buy into that tier, and we're going to go through a run. We're going to see if we can get any prototypes to drop. Now, remember, it's RNG. They're not going to drop every single run. Even when you run tier 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you won't get them every run. You'll have a dry spell. You'll have runs, though, where they keep on dropping. You'll have runs where you get 4 in one mission. That can happen on free. It's just all RNG. You've just got to put in the grind. It's a looter shooter. Anybody that's used to looter shooters knows how it works. This is why we want to make the grind efficient, easy, comfortable, so we can just basically autopilot it and just make it a nice grind. And when those prototypes do drop, then fantastic. Now we're going to start this. Just remember as well, we're not looking for the best prototype gear when we're doing this. Personally, if something good drops, like I got a nice Carbine 7 the other day, which was fantastic. Been using that a lot. That drops fantastic. However, we want cores. This is what we're really farming for. We've got our builds. We want to upgrade our builds. And to do that, we want cores. Now, I forgot to show you the build I'm using. I will show you that after I clear this area. But, yeah, we want to get prototype drops so we can dismantle them, turn them into proto cores, and we can then use those cores to upgrade our current builds to prototype builds. And then we want to keep on farming cores so that we can reroll the augments to the augments that we want. And then we can then invest into leveling up those augments. That is when our builds are going to become very, very powerful, when we've got everything prototyped on our current builds and we've got the augments leveled up. At that point, we could probably farm this solo much higher tier quite consistently. That's the goal. As you get more powerful, you go up and the farm will get better and you'll get even more. In the future, hopefully, we've got the option to optimize our rolls as well with protocols or something. But very quickly, because I forgot to start, this is the build I'm using for my tier 3 farm. Blue striker build. You might be asking, with the current season harvester being tankier enemies, if you got more blue cores. At tier 3, that don't really matter, to be honest with you. They are, if we get a chunga that's a harvester, it'll be an issue. But yeah, it's a bit of an issue. Not too much. We'll be fine. But yeah, nice 4-piece striker. I've already started working on this build with the cores I've been getting. We've got everything prototype pretty much. We haven't got the augments that we want, though. I've not leveled up any augments. Maybe this one on the holster we've leveled up just a little bit. But yeah, we're not mega powerful or anything like that yet. So it's 4-piece striker. We've got the mask, gloves, knees, holster. One's red core, 3 are blue cores. They're all crit damage. Palisade chest with crit chance, crit damage, obliterate. Memento backpack. I've got a Lexington that I prototyped as well, and that's got killer on it. So this is the build that we're using. Gunner specialization, 20% armor on kill. With all the blue and the skill tier there, we've got 6 skill tier shield. Be very careful on escalation. They will shred through your shield at times, but it still works at tier 3. I'd probably use this up to tier 5, if I'm being honest with you. After that, the blue striker probably becomes a bit redundant now. Revive hive in case we need it. And this season, at the time of recording, we're running the overload active modifier here, so we can overcharge our skills when we want to for 8 seconds. This is great if they destroy my shield, I can get it back quicker, or when I pull out my shield, I just want a bit of immunity. And we're making my headshot damage go up with the convert offense passive modifier, the compress offense passive modifier, and the nullify passive modifier. We get 135% headshot damage. So we might aim for some heads and try and kill them a little bit quicker. But you'll see now how comfy this run's going to be at tier 3. We're aiming for between 15 and 20 minutes, and the more we do this, the more we farm, the more we're just going to get that time down a little bit and make it even more efficient. And hopefully we can get at least one prototype drop. Now, my third attempt of recording this video, because the first attempt I had rogue agents. I was running a red build. I was going to advise going with the red build. Then I thought, okay, what happens if you get rogue agents again? Blue strikers should be okay for rogue agents. And on my second one, I was talking a lot about matchmaking. We're still going to go into matchmaking at the end of this video, but not as in-depth as I was going to in my original plan. But on the first run, I did get a prototype drop. I just want to say that, because if one doesn't drop, oh, notice how I'm just calling down my shield quicker there. If one doesn't drop, one did drop. In the 3 runs that I've done in recording this video, I did have a proto drop, okay? Because you just know on the recording that works and we use, we're not going to have a proto. Always works out that way. And people in the comments on some of these videos where I'm giving you tips and advice about proto drops and they're not dropping, they're like, see, you can't even get them to drop. It's RNG. They're not going to drop every time. This is the thing. This is why we are trying to make the farm as efficient and stress-free and less sweaty as possible. Because we just want easy farming. Then it's not so much as a problem when you don't get a drop. You just go again. We'll just keep on going till they drop, because they will drop. They will. I've had like, I think the maximum I've had at a low tier is probably 3 drops in a mission. I think it was on like tier 4. At the time, I didn't realize tier 4 was the same drop rate as tier 3 though. And again, I don't know if that's absolutely 100% official, but people are talking like it is. All I do know is that as you go higher, you do get more chances. And I've been playing tier 10s. And like tier 10s, tier 9s, they drop so much. I had 5 drops on a tier 9 mission, which was very nice. Right, we've got an overcharge here, so I'm going to overcharge just to make my shield invincible for a few seconds, just to get some good damage on this boss. The boss is also a harvester right now, so he's a bit more tankier. I've just took my shield, so we've got to be a little bit careful and corner peek. We've also got this tank to think about. There is also a harvester. We're going to get a shield back any moment. Just watching him to our left there. These current mutators, I'm not sure when you watch this video. You'll probably be watching it obviously now when these mutators are on. But this is the only problem with the blue striker, these harvesters. And situations like now where you have 2 of them, they basically are more tankier to the more blue cores that you have on your build. We're running a blue striker. We got loads of blue cores. They're going to be quite tanky. This is how it is, though. It's not too difficult, as you've just seen. We got through it relatively easy. Didn't even have to pull back or anything.
Looks like that key card is the one we were looking for.
And we carry on. Very easy mission on tier 3. I think most missions are going to be easy on tier 3. There's just going to be that odd one. Like, if you've got a week like this with Army Terminal on, I wouldn't suggest farming Army Terminal even on 3. The length it's going to take, it's got a few tricky areas. Even, you know, on tier 0, heroic, it could be a difficult mission. But your bank headquarters, your Coney Islands. Let's hit that restock. You'll be alright. I'm going to get an overcharged shield again to start this. See, he's a harvester as well because he's a red bar. You hardly notice it. It's the thing with going up tiers. As much as you get better drops and everything, you want to be completing their missions in a good time. And if we just went up to tier 5, straight away we get the fire bullets right now this season, mutators. And them alone are going to slow you down. And if you go up to tier 6, you get hot foot where you can't stay still and you get shocked. And it adds a lot more difficulty to your runs. They take a lot longer. Just playing a 3 like this, it's just nice and cozy. Harvester being the most annoying thing. But my blue striker is so comfortable right now. I'll take the extra tanky enemies just to get it done nice and easily. About 10 minutes in as we're getting up to this area. A little bit slow, but we should be on a good around about 20-minute mark right now. On the second recording that I did, I think we did this, I did about 17 minutes, so not too bad. Now, we will talk about it at the end, but you can really speed up this process by working with a team. But I know not everybody wants to work with a team. They want to play solo. They overcharge to get the invincible shield there. If you're playing solo, for me, this is the way to go. You can matchmake as well. Even when you're playing solo, you can matchmake into the team, so we'll talk about that.
It's cool. We moved the president. He's tucked away nice and cozy upstairs.
Now, this area on the higher tiers can be an absolute nightmare. On the lower tiers, though, very, very easy.
Find out where the president is being held and get him back.
This works the same as any normal heroic mission. We're going to interact with this. We're going to have to defend it for about a minute and a half, and then we'll be free to move on.
Beginning search query.
2 minutes. Gotta stay up here and chill. Should be aiming for the heads as well. I kind of forgot about that. For all that extra headshot damage, we might as well use it, right? Should have another spawn. Here they come. Running out of ammo. We'll go in here and restock, let these guys push a little bit. One pushing on the right over there. Maybe we'll get him if he goes in. There he is. Secured the area. Nice and easy.
President Ellis. Oh, the helicopter on standby to extract him.
With this build, I'm so used to face tanking, and you could probably face tank a little bit at tier 3. What I noticed is, though, on like the harvester enemies and a few others, they will just rinse your shield, so you do become vulnerable. If you face tank too much, even with the memento trophies, they're there if you need them for a push, but it's playing a little bit more laid back and conservative.
Plot a path to the president's location.
Very comfy. I can take damage, and
Son of a bitch, it actually
it's
worked.
just
Thanks,
really
Isaac.
easy right now. Really easy farm. I haven't had a prototype yet, though. We're up to 13 minutes as we approach the president. Three areas to go.
Give him an earpiece and get him on comms.
Some runs will be different as well. How the spawns work on the division with like heroic missions and that, you will have different spawns. Sometimes you'll get some easier spawns, you'll do a mission quicker. Sometimes you'll get some harder spawns and they'll add a bit of time onto it. But this next area now, so a nightmare of an area on tier 10. It can be a little bit tricky on tier 3. You do need to be careful here. I tend to do this, just kill the enemies in front. And then they're all the opposite side. But staying out here is a little bit of a risk. We kind of want to... Let's get this guy gone. I want to stay back near this door. They've got to spawn over there. We can give ourselves a little bit of an overcharged shield just to get a couple of these gone. Ideally, we want that turret out of the question. There's two of them. They're going to rinse our shield. So we're just going to come back to this door. We're just going to play from this door. We're not going to take any risks if we don't need to. If If we can get the turret guys down, then great. There we go. Got the shield back now. We just got the tank. There's not a harvester this time, so it shouldn't take too long. There you go, it's cracked. Okay, just over 15 minutes in, heading to the final area. Now, this final area on the higher tiers for this mission, again, absolute nightmare. But on lower tiers, not too bad at all. What you want to make sure you do is hit the restock before you jump down, because there is no restock. This is what got us on tier 10. Lucky enough, we all like gunner on and 2 different weapons where we could holster one and get some ammo back. But you got no opportunity of a restock now other than ammo that drops off of enemies. So bear that in mind on this mission. But we can go in. We can get a quite good position. Hit the overcharge shield and just try and get rid of some ads and not waste ammo. Some snipers out, I think. Yeah, there he is. Okay, it's lost my shield. You've seen I use my overcharge then with the modifier that's currently on to get my shield back a lot quicker. Got the cooldown of it down and we can get straight back into the action. We do have a harvester roach, so it's not ideal. He's going to be tanky. We are going to waste a lot of ammo on him. And as he comes down, we are going to get some more ads to spawn in. So what we're going to do is try and get us and just the boss now. There might be one more spawn after this we need to be careful of. But if we do run out of ammo, we can have a run over the bodies over there. There'll probably be some ammo to pick up. Another spawn. He's cracked now. I might just keep focusing him because we could probably get him gone with the ammo we've got left. It's been about a 20-minute run. But no prototype. Obviously, it's not going to drop on the recording that we do, right? But still, you've seen how easy that was with that build. I was never really in any doubt of getting it clear. It was a nice and easy farm, and I can go again. It's about a 20-minute run. It'll get faster as we keep on doing it. You'll get to a point where you know you can push and things like that. And you will get prototypes if you keep on going. I'll show you the one that I got earlier, because I did have one drop earlier on the recording. So I got one for the 3 runs that I did. Pads that we got, yeah, there we go. I got some badging tough knee pads on the first run that I did before, so we got 1 out of the 3 runs that I just did on that. Low drop rate, but sometimes, like I said, it's RNG. Sometimes you're gonna have spells where you don't get many. Sometimes you can have spells where you get 2 or 3 in a run. Keep on doing it. You're guaranteed to get protos, and you only need 1 prototype core to upgrade your piece to a prototype piece. So once you've got 6 cores, if you've got 6 build without an exotic, you'll have all pieces prototyped, and that will instantly give you some buffs. Now, I know everything's random at that point. Hopefully in the future there's ways of optimizing it, but it will make you stronger. You will get augments, and then you want to get prototype pieces then to roll the augments that you want, and that's when you can truly start getting really powerful. You'll be able to get, so for example, on my mask here, I do have one of the ones that I want, Echo. Now I've got Echo on this mask. I can use prototype cores to level this up. Echo is something that I want, so I'm going to go into this. Currently I'm at 1.2% double chance, double damage chance. When I upgrade this with a proto core and level up the augment, that's going to upgrade it to 1.4 chance. I'm going to keep on upgrading that then to get it to level 10. I'm going to have echoes on other pieces and have them upgraded. All of a sudden my build's becoming more powerful, and it's going to be making this more easy. So all in all, it won't really take you that long. Once you've got everything expertise, then you've got all your gear to expertise level 30, it won't take you too long to get a prototype build like this. The long part of this is getting the augments that you want re-rolled and then level them up. But then when you get to that stage, you have a very powerful build. Now, to speeden up this process, I know that you want to play solo, which is why we're doing this video. Loads of people want to play solo, and that's fine. You are obviously going to speed up the process playing in a group. If I did have a group of friends when I was doing this, I wouldn't be farming 3 in a group of friends. We'd 100% be farming probably 6 at a minimum. 6 is the 0.6 chance, so it's a double chance on the prototype drop from going to 3 to 6. And we're still going to be completing 6 in about the same time, or if not quicker. We're going to be going through that very, very quickly, probably in about 10 to 15 minutes on bank headquarters, and it's going to be a much more efficient farm. But also in a group, as we keep on getting more powerful and talking about getting the prototype builds and actually getting augments on, actually start getting them leveled up, we're going to be able to find like 7, 8 or even 9 quite easy. And when we get to a point of where we are very powerful, 10s are going to be a lot quicker than they are now. We are currently completing 10s. It's a lot of fun, and you get loads of prototype drops during those higher tiers. So as you get more powerful, you are going to be grinding higher tiers, and you are going to be getting more drops. Solo, I don't know what your limit is solo. It might be 6, 7 that you get when you're powerful, but in a group it makes it much easier. And you can matchmake. Don't forget you can matchmake from this menu. You can go into the matchmaking menu and you can matchmake with a TS. You can still play solo with other people. If I was going to matchmake, I'd probably risk it and go 5 or 6. Probably 6 over 5 because of the double from 3 and 4, whereas 5 is just 0.4 compared to 0.3. But yeah, I reckon if you're comfortable, you're quite experienced, you fancy it, you could go with matchmaking. If you jump in on someone else's game, you're not even risking your tokens then. If they jump on your game, it's your tokens at risk, so it is higher risk for the higher drop rate and reward. But one thing to end on is just to speak about tokens. I don't think enough people are talking about this. We don't know yet what else they're going to let you spend these tokens on. They made it very clear in their stream that there's going to be something else to spend tokens on, not just this. So while you are doing your grind, while you're going through the prototypes, no matter what your RNG is, I believe, here's my guess, towards the end of the season, I think there'll be some form of token shop or something where you're going to be able to spend tokens. So these can go up to 999. Bear that in mind. Work on getting this capped out, because at the end of the season, when we can spend these tokens, I've got a feeling that you're going to be able to get some good amount of prototype cores, which is what we want right now. It's the most valuable resource in the game for prototype builds. It, for one, lets you upgrade to a prototype build. It lets you get the augments that you want, and it lets you level them up. And you need cores. This is why we're farming them. Obviously, getting the nice drop is always nice. I think I showed it earlier in the video. I did get a nice Carbine 7 drop while I've been playing at Escalation. That's great when something like that drops, don't get me wrong. It's a great drop. I love it. It's brilliant. I've kept it and I use it. But I'm not farming prototype gear for those drops. They're nice when they happen. I'm farming them for the cores. I'm farming to break these down to get the cores so that I can work on my current builds and make them stronger. And if they do allow us to spend these tokens at the end of the season on prototype cores, having the tokens maxed out is going to be a huge benefit. So while you're doing this farm, have that in mind. Keep on working those tokens up, get the max amount of tokens. We don't know if that's what they're going to do yet, but when you think about it, what are they going to let you spend the tokens on? It's going to be prototype cores, right? Or prototype caches maybe, so you can get prototype gear. I got a feeling you're going to be able to spend those tokens at the end of the season on cores, because they've already said when we go into a new season, the tokens will be wiped. They're not wiped week by week. You can keep on building tokens up, but as we go into next season, they will be wiped. They're going to give you an opportunity to spend them before they get wiped. And that's my guess. So bear that in mind, because you could have a big lump of prototype cores ready for you, or prototype gear ready for you at the end of the season, just by grinding this out and getting your tokens up to 999, which is the cap. So yeah, that's my last tip for the video. I hope this has been helpful. Please do give it a like, comment, any questions you got down below. I'll try and answer them if I've missed anything in this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content as well. I appreciate you watching, and until next time, take care.